And here we go. The Philadelphia Eagles are finally on the clock, and they're getting a stud cornerback, one of the best DBs in the entirety of the NFL draft here at number 22. According to Jordan Schultz, the Eagles are taking Toledo cornerback Quinyon Mitchell. He is on his way to Philadelphia to join an unbelievable Philadelphia team that has potential to go back to the Super Bowl next season with the right play style. And Quinyon Mitchell is a guy who fits in like a puzzle piece. In this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about Quinyon Mitchell, what he brings to the Eagles, but more importantly, why this move not only sets up their future at the DB position, but also maintains their, competitiveness and contention for the NFL Super Bowl next season. Now, before we jump into all of that, before I break down who Quinyon Mitchell is, what he brings to the team, do me a favor, hit the like button just so we can get the video out to more Eagles fans around the world, but also subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is free, it doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Eagles for the rest of the offseason. Every person they draft, I got you guys covered. So with that being said, join the family and let's get right into the video. Quinyon Mitchell is an outstanding cornerback out of Toledo, 6 foot, 195, does need to add a little bit of weight, but doesn't need to, right? But will become a good starter within 2 years. I think this is off. I think he could be a day one starter if need be. Now, at the very same time, you look at the Eagles depth chart here, and you close out these little windows here. Now, one thing that stands out to me, right? Darius Slay, James Bradbury, Avonte Maddox, CJ Gardner-Johnson, okay? You might ask, why is that important? These are the guys that are going to help develop. You also have Calais Ringo. They think highly of. Eli Ricks could be really good as well. Guys, this team is building the absolute insane secondary, not only for next season, but for the future as well. Once Darius Slay gets up there in age, which he is, right? James Bradbury also getting up there in age. Avonte Maddox getting up there in age. They're trying to build for the long-term depth, right? So Quinyon Mitchell might not be a day one starter, but at the end of the day, he's a guy that will come in here and add depth, productiveness, and someone who can be one of the best cornerbacks next season, right? Now, listen, when you look at his overview, he possesses a gumbo of traits with size, strength, and speed, filling up the pot. Basically, the perfect cornerback. He's built like a running back, but tackles like a safety. And has the ball skills of a corner. He can literally do everything you want him to do. He also can play in a variety of different coverages, man, zone. He can drop back to the third, come back into a hook curl. He can play, soft flats. He can do everything you want him to do as a cornerback. And when working against top receivers in practice, he looked like he was one of the most shutdown corners in college football, right? Now, while he does need to trace more, efficient path when hounding the route, his burst to close and the physicality alone at the catch point creates its, tough advantages for, himself, but also puts receivers in a bad trait as well to, making big time plays. So I think he's someone that can, swat down some balls, get some interceptions, can come down, can make some tackles, not afraid of that as well. And he has no ego, right? In the NFL, you look for one thing. And look for guys who actually love the game of football over the money. Quinyon Mitchell loves the game of football. He's well built, broad shoulders, naturally physical, feet are fairly nimble and agile to change direction with routes. So again, beautiful, what you want to see. His tackling, his speed to become a top-notch gunner on punt teams as well. So not only do you talk about him being, potentially a future starter, a future star in the league, but he's also a special teamer. So now you have a guy who fits in two different spots to a Philadelphia Eagles defense who last season, let me show you, ranked number 30. They were one of the worst defense in football. Obviously, were a little bit banged up, but needed to improve in one major area. They ranked number 30 in pass yards allowed per game, number 31 in interception percentage, and number 14 in completion percentage allowed. This team needed to get better in the secondary. As they get more healthy, I think they'll be better, but Quinyon Mitchell adds a new dynamic of versatility, playing special teams, being a day one starter in the secondary if need be, if they're not healthy in time, but also gives them future assets as well. A guy who could be a star in this league in just one season of development, with a lot of guys here that can help him develop, in Darius Slay and James Bradbury. I mean, I think this is a perfect fit, a huge pickup, and a steal in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, and I'll see you in the next Eagles pick.